What if the most feared predator in the ocean was being secretly hunted by its quiet, unassuming neighbor? At a major aquarium, sharks started mysteriously dying, and the staff had no clue why. The culprit would turn out to be the last creature they'd ever suspect, sparking one of the most unbelievable David and Goliath stories in the marine world. Think you know who wins in a shark versus octopus matchup? You might want to think again. This all went down at the Seattle Aquarium. In one of their massive exhibits, they housed several spiny dogfish sharks. Now, these aren't the monsters from Jaws, but they're still formidable predators, growing to about 3 or 4 feet long with voracious appetites. By any measure, they're the top dogs in their neck of the woods. Sharing this tank was another one of the ocean's most incredible animals, a giant Pacific octopus. This is a creature with the potential to stretch 14 feet from arm to arm, a master of camouflage, and an undisputed genius of the invertebrate world. At first, the aquarium staff was mostly worried about the octopus. Would this soft-bodied, seemingly squishy animal be okay in a tank full of sharks? Common sense, and plenty of evidence from the wild, says that sharks sometimes prey on octopuses. The staff figured the octopus's amazing ability to hide and squeeze into tight spots would be enough to keep it safe. So, they put him together, assuming a tense but stable peace. They were wrong. Terribly, fascinatingly wrong. What they thought was a safe home was about to become a crime scene, and their ideas about the ocean's food chain were about to be turned completely upside down. As the days turned into weeks, something was clearly very wrong. The aquarium's divers, who look after the tanks, started making grim discoveries. At the bottom of the exhibit, they found the bodies of spiny dogfish sharks. And not just one. This was happening over and over. The sharks were mutilated and partially eaten. The staff was completely stumped. What could possibly be killing these apex predators? Their first guess was a disease, but tests showed no signs of illness. The next theory was that the sharks were fighting each other, which can happen, but not usually this often or this lethally in a well-fed aquarium population. The mystery got deeper with every dead shark. The once thriving shark population was starting to dwindle, and fast. The staff was racing against the clock to solve a murder mystery where the victims were sharks and the suspect list was basically empty. There were no other large predators in the tank. Nothing seemed capable of taking down shark after shark. All eyes were on the other fish, but no one gave a second thought to the quiet, reclusive neighbor. The giant Pacific octopus, usually just blending in with the rocks, seemed like the least likely culprit. It was supposed to be a potential victim, not a potential assassin. But as they ran out of other options, a wild, almost ridiculous theory started to take shape. What if the prey was actually the predator? Desperate for answers, the aquarium staff went full-on detective. They figured the attacks had to be happening overnight, in the dark, long after the last visitors left. So, they set up a night watch, installing cameras aimed at the tank, ready to capture whatever was going on. They were about to go from zookeepers to crime scene investigators, and what they found would go down in marine biology history. The team anxiously reviewed the first recordings. The footage was dark, lit only by the faint glow of the aquarium after hours. The tank was eerily still. The sharks cruised lazily through the water. And then, in the corner, a shadow began to move. The octopus, which had been camouflaged so perfectly against the rocks it was practically invisible, started to unfurl. This wasn't the slow, casual crawl of an animal looking for a snack. This was different. This was the calculated, patient movement of a hunter. The staff watched, holding their breath, as the 8-armed creature got into position and waited. They were about to witness the shocking truth with their own eyes. The footage was mind-blowing. As an unsuspecting dogfish shark swam by, the octopus exploded into action. It wasn't a chase, it was a perfectly executed ambush. In a split second, 8 powerful, sucker-covered arms shot out and completely enveloped the shark. The shark, a predator built for speed and power, was instantly trapped. It thrashed, but it was no use. The octopus had it in an unbreakable grip. And then came the truly brilliant, and terrifying, part. The octopus used its boneless, flexible body to wrestle the shark and flip it completely upside down. For many sharks, this triggers a state called tonic immobility, a temporary, trance-like paralysis. The shark, unable to move, was now totally helpless. With the predator immobilized, the octopus dragged it to the floor. Tucked away in the center of its web of arms is an octopus's secret weapon, a hard, sharp beak, like a parrot's. That beak, strong enough to crack open crab shells, made quick work of the shark's tough skin. The footage proved, without a doubt, that the giant Pacific octopus was methodically hunting, killing, and eating the sharks. The mystery was solved. The quiet, 8-armed enigma was the killer. If your mind is as blown as ours is by this incredible display of animal intelligence, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We explore the most amazing stories from the natural world every week, and you won't want to miss what we uncover next. So, how on earth did this happen? How did a soft-bodied mollusk, a cousin of the garden snail, take down a tank full of sharks? It was a perfect storm of superior intelligence, incredible physical gifts, and a brilliant strategy. First, let's talk about brains. The giant Pacific octopus is one of the smartest animals in the ocean. They can solve complex puzzles, open jars, and even recognize individual human faces. The octopus at the Seattle Aquarium showed strategic planning. It hunted at night, when no one was around, and it didn't just attack randomly, it waited for the perfect moment to ambush. Second, its physical abilities are just staggering. An octopus has no bones, which means it can pour its body through any opening larger than its beak. It's the ultimate escape artist. Its 8 arms aren't just limbs, they're like 8 extra brains, packed with neurons, allowing them to think, taste, and feel independently. Each arm has hundreds of suckers that can grip with immense force, giving it a grappling advantage a rigid-bodied shark just can't handle. And finally, the octopus exploited the shark's greatest weakness. Most sharks need to keep moving forward to force water over their gills so they can breathe. By grabbing the shark and holding it still, or flipping it upside down to paralyze it, the octopus was essentially suffocating its victim. It turned the shark's need for motion into a fatal flaw. This wasn't just a fight, it was a tactical masterpiece. Brains and brawn beat teeth and speed. While the Seattle Aquarium story is the most famous, it's not a one-off. In the wild, giant Pacific octopuses are known to prey on small sharks when they get the chance. In fact, the remains of dogfish sharks have been found in the gardens, or dens, of wild octopuses. So this wasn't just a case of tank rage. This was an animal using a natural, though rarely seen, hunting strategy. There are even stories from other aquariums of octopuses sneaking out of their tanks at night, crawling across the floor to steal fish from neighboring tanks, and then returning home before the staff arrived in the morning. While some of those tales might be exaggerated, they all point to one thing: we constantly underestimate the intelligence and sheer nerve of the octopus. They are problem solvers, and if the problem is a pesky shark, they'll find a solution. This whole incident forces us to rethink what an apex predator really is. It's not always about having the biggest teeth or the most powerful bite. In the right situation, intelligence and adaptability are the ultimate weapons. In the end, the staff at the Seattle Aquarium had no choice. To keep their remaining sharks safe, the two species were permanently separated. The cohabitation experiment was over, and there was a clear, undeniable winner. The story of the octopus that outsmarted sharks is more than just a wild piece of trivia. It's a powerful lesson from nature that the predator-prey relationship is far more complicated than we think. It's a reminder that intelligence is an incredible evolutionary advantage and that even the most feared animals have weaknesses. In the arena of that aquarium tank, the flexible, brilliant mind of the octopus proved to be superior to the ancient power of the shark. It was a showdown for the ages, where the quiet genius in the corner emerged as the undisputed champion. What other animal, underdogs, do you think could outsmart a traditional apex predator? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this look at one of nature's greatest upsets, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more incredible stories from the wild.